Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Harcourt, and I'm going to be going over how we're going to do your gaze stability exercises today. They're very, very simple, but they can be super specific. So we're going to go over the little nuanced stuff that you're going to do and be familiar with as you go through this program. So the first thing to be aware of when you're doing the gaze stability exercises is that the system we're working on, which is the gaze stability center in the brainstem, can fatigue very easily. And you want to look out for some common signs when you're at home doing these exercises by yourself. The most common ones that we typically see are things like headaches, things like dry eyes, neck movements that get kind of ratchety, I guess is the best way to put it, or even a tight neck on one side. You can also get things like dizziness and occasionally double vision. And double vision doesn't just necessarily mean you see two dots. It could mean that the dot's just getting a little bit bigger. Okay? Those are all things you'd like to look out for. There's other ones, but those are the most common. All right? If you find any of those fatigue signs, I want you to just stop the exercise. Okay? Now you're going to be doing these things 3 to 4 times a day. So if you get tired or fatigued or have any of these signs, say halfway through your first exercise, you're going to stop that exercise, but still do the second, third, and fourth one that day. Okay? Just stop each one when you get fatigued. Okay, very, very important, the fatigue signs. If you keep pushing through like you're trying to, bulk up or something for a sports event, it's not going to work so well and you're going to feel worse. Okay, so very important. Also, let us know if that happens. Okay. The other part to this is that when you're doing the movements, you want to make sure you're going really, really slow and smoothly. Okay? The way that your brain actually recalibrates the stuff that we're working on is by seeing a target and moving nice and slow and getting feedback and realizing if it's doing it right or not. If you're going like this, there's no recalibration. Okay? So nice and slow movements. Okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to show you exactly what we're going to focus on this app, and then we're going to talk about exactly what to look for when you're doing it at home. Okay, to help you understand a little bit better why we're doing gaze stability in the way that we will, I'm going to show you how the vestibular system works. And the way that the vestibular system works is when you're looking at something in the target, like this guy's looking at the camera, if we turn his head to the left, his eyes stay right on there and you don't even have to think about it. And the way that that happens is from these little canals. And if you look at the canal, the ones that light up red are the ones that are being activated. So if we turn him quick to the left, you can see the left canal is activated, and if we turn him quick to the right canal is activated. Okay? And so for some of you, it's not the left or right canal that's really dysfunctional, and we need to activate the ones that go forward or backward. The best way to do that is actually turn your head in one direction and move you forward or backward. In this case, if we want to hit the forward one on the right side, we would bring it to the left and then bring it forward. You see how that activates that canal? If you go backward, there you go, it activates that canal in the backside. So we're going to turn your head in different directions, and it's really, really important that you do the exercise exactly this way, because instead, if you go this way or a different way, you can see it activates those canals not so well. Okay, so we're going to do it very, very specifically to combine vestibular rehab with the gaze stability exercises. Okay, so to give you an idea of how this is going to look, we're going to have a little demonstration here of what your head's going to look like, what your eyes are going to look like, how fast to go, how to breathe, all that type of stuff. So your individual doctor may prescribe a different way to do this or may have them be a little bit different than we're describing. This is just to give you a general idea. So we're going to start out by staring at the star pattern, and the patient's going to stand nice and relaxed. And what you're going to do is stare at the first dot, and we're just going to move their head nice and slow while they stare at the dot. Okay? So this speed is about all you need to do at home as well. If you feel like this is too fast or it's being a little bit uncomfortable, you can even slow down. Okay? And you're going to do this at each dot for about 10 seconds. Okay? At the end of 10 seconds, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds and then out through your mouth through pursed lips for 8 seconds. Okay, that gives you a nice 10 to 12 second break in between each dot. Once you've taken the breath and you've exhaled and you've opened your eyes again, you're going to move on to the next dot. In her case, we're going to go to the left. So now she's going to keep everything the same, looking at the left dot and doing the exact same movement, nice and slow from one side to the other, keeping her head and neck movements very smooth and keeping her eyes fixated on that dot. Okay? At the end of 10 seconds, she's going to close her eyes, take a deep breath, in through her nose for 4 seconds, and out through her mouth through pursed lips for 8 seconds. And this is what we call a general no-no exercise. Now, many of you are going to be doing different exercises for the canal planes that we just talked about, and we're going to show you what to look out for and what to avoid. So in this case, if we're trying to activate, let's say, a canal on our left side that goes forward, what we're going to do is we're going to bring her to the right about 25 or 30 degrees, and you want to imagine now that there's a line going straight down through her head just like this, and you want to keep that line nice and straight. Okay, so as she goes forward, you want to go straight on that line just like that, and then you want to come nice and straight back like this. Okay, what you want to avoid is letting either one of the neck muscles pull more on one side versus the other. So what's very common is if we turn you this way, instead of going straight forward, now she kind of bends this way as she goes forward, okay? Another one that can happen is instead of going straight forward, her head actually goes this way, which is not what we want to do. So in addition to us helping you the first day, you can also use a mirror or another person to make sure that you're not doing one of those two things incorrectly. Okay? So those are the most common things that we find. But again, what you're typically going to do is go from dot to dot, take a breath in between, do each dot for about 10 seconds, and take that deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds and out through your mouth through pursed lips for 8 seconds.